All right, you were telling us a little bit about City of Angels.
Yeah, so just when I was getting the song, I was really feeling and picturing Los Angeles because I've been there a lot, never really living there, but just kind of some days passing through and all this kind of stuff. So I quite know the city, and also I do enjoy films, so I've been kind of quite um, connected to Los Angeles in as a place, you know. So when the song was coming, I was just feeling the soul of this the city, you know. But of course, it's just one city, and it could really fit to other places.
And
But
it's also like the place where a lot of people go when they have a
the
dream of
dreams,
what they want to do. It's like, oh, you go to Los Angeles, so you try to make it
yeah.
happen.
I was there, and I just felt like there was a lot of people who went there with a big dream and ended up not having that dream, and then they ended up living there like for
Stuck.
many years. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of like it was you feel it somehow. I don't know. You just feel this sense of like still kind of there and believing, but at the same time maybe having given up a bit. So it's a bit of a strange sort of mixture, you know, of emotions, and you feel this there. At least I did when I went through, and so when I was writing the song, I was quite in this place. I was almost like feeling like I was there
Yeah,
and writing with that emotion, you know.
definitely. All right, Crazy Cowboy. Are you a country music fan? Olive?
It's been
Is that what you said?
like country music.
Are you?
Uh, no,
I
actually
mean,
not particularly. I'm not actually so much of a country fan, no offense. But many people have told me, oh, you kind of have a country voice or something like this.
there
It's
is
like,
a
okay,
little tinge. Yeah, at times I hear that.
I have heard it. I know it exists, but it's not my preference of music, country music. But yeah, there's a bit of that in there.
So just so you know, the reason why we wrote that song is because the wife of the producer we were working with in Cyprus is in love with horses.
Horse riding.
Oh, okay.
Horse, she has one, and she goes frequently there. So we took her down into the studio at the piano, and this is what I felt.
Yeah,
This kind of happy sort of country or countryish sort of feeling.
Yeah, I think it also embodied just her love
Yeah,
for horses
I
and just
feel it.
rolling it in life, you know. So I think it's one of those songs that just kind of brings you up, and it's just like, you
Yeah.
know, go for it, take life by the reins
yeah,
and ride, you
yeah.
know, just
It's not a country song in any way, but yeah. Um,
It's
no,
more
that's
the
very cool.
yeah.
And then love, love, love. We definitely need love in this world.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, this also comes from experiences. But I think it's the point is like, you know, if it's love, it's gonna last for all times.
Yeah.
If it's not love, even if you're saying it's love or you think it's love, if it's not love, it's gonna just kind of, you know, it's gonna wash away.
It'll pass.
But
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But love, no matter which person, which situation, this will always remain because it's solid. It's just good, you know. So this is, I suppose, the core of this, at least for
Yeah,
me, the
yeah,
feeling.
I would agree.
anything else you want to add? And then anything? All right. Sandcastle is another great song. I mean, they're all great, but this one hit me. And what were you shooting at with this one? I have my feeling, but I want to hear yours.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us yours first?
Well, to me, it was don't build sandcastles. Don't put all your money and all your time into searching for money and searching for material gain because you're building a sandcastle that's eventually going to wash away with the ocean. I mean, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah,
In a nutshell. In a nutshell. I mean, there's so much
Yeah,
more. But,
I
yeah.
think it's the same thing we were thinking. It's like when you build your everything on it. If it's not solid, it will get washed away when there is any form of turbulence, you know. So it's all about like just building everything you do on a very solid ground and something you really believe in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, I think it's just great to. I never connected the sandcastle to the concept of money. I never like once had that connection, but it was interesting to hear that. I was picturing more like life. Like for example, someone who's trying to make. I suppose money would be connected to that, but I was kind of picturing more like I don't know, just like an image, maybe an image or like you know, this is me. This is me. This is what I built. This is what I've done. This is what I've
Oh,
accomplished.
okay.
This kind of concept.
Self-love, not self-love, but
But like it's kind of like things that maybe people can see and like wow, wow, wow. But in actuality, if there's a big storm or if there's a big crash of the markets, or you know, if it's finances that you were money that you were building up on, this is the point. These things will be washed away. So why not just invest directly into the big winner, the big source, you know? And then you, even if you know, people aren't looking at you and saying, wow, 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 or like, ooh, big fancy house, whatever. They're actually looking at you in those moments when, for example, there's a big storm and whoa, there's nothing changed. It's like it's totally intact.
you're
It's
holding, like you say, you're built on a rock.
exactly, and you're literally, how to say, you're. It's not about the weather or happening in the world or a crash. It's really about you. It's about the fact that you're really there, you know, in those moments, and that's what really makes the difference. So I was feeling like I was kind of picturing. I think it was a little bit introspective. You know, we always like to get things done. We like to work hard. We like to accomplish. But I was kind of thinking like, you know, I could be working like mad, trying to do a bunch of stuff, and in the end, if it's not valuable stuff, or if it's kind of just my ego or this kind of stuff,
Ego, that was the word. Yeah.
ego, yeah, it's just gonna be like washed away. You know, so it gave me the feeling, keep going after the good stuff. Anyway, that was my feeling.
I agree with you. And that, yeah, that's how I saw it. Pick up the phone. Yeah. How many times do you just, you know, you get into situations and you just wish somebody would pick up the phone and talk about it. Let's find
Yeah,
out what's going on.
right.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's a lot about I think like also when you have two people, if one of them is not open, it's like not picking up the phone. It's like you're not open, you're not hearing it. So for me, this song is a lot about like opening yourself up to the other side of someone that's trying to communicate with you. And so if you would just pick up the phone and be open, then we can talk about things. But otherwise, if you don't pick up the phone and we're just here speaking like this, but not really open, we're not transferring between us the information we would actually like to. So this song is kind of like a kick in the gut saying just like pick up the phone and then let's talk about it. Do that first.
And by the way, this was always one of her favorite songs on the
Oh.
albums. She was always super
like from the writing stage, like
from the beginning.
Made it.
You've been trying to get it on an album then for a long time.
Yeah,
on an album for a long time. Yeah. There's so many examples of that. The latest for me was the two leaders of Pink Floyd not being able to just talk and resolve their differences instead of, you know, one guy going back and trying to redo, you know, Dark Side of the Moon, which is one of those albums that never should be touched again by anyone, you know. Anyway, but yeah, if you just pick up the phone and talk with people, you might come. No lawyers, just let's talk about this. And yeah,
yes, this is
that's another thing I saw out of it. But and it just happened to be the news hitting at the same time I heard this. But but yeah, we're humans. We're supposed to talk with each other. We're supposed to share information. We're the most intelligent animals, so they say. We don't always do that, but we have that ability to communicate openly, and we should
Yeah.
use it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Open Road is, if there was ever a song for you guys, kind of a theme or what's the word I'm looking for here, like an anthem for you, it's kind of like these guys are on the open road. They go wherever they want to. They do what they want to do. They control their lives, and that's what I saw out of that. You tell me.
Yeah, I think for us, the song like really embodies the friendship of it. So it's all about like walking down the road you choose to walk down, but you want to walk it with someone that you have a great friendship with. So, it's great to go after your dreams and everything, but when you have someone next to you that feels the same way and has the same dream and is walking down that road with you, it makes it so complete and wholesome. So this song is like, for me, it's like the appreciation of friendship in someone being with you on your path in life.
Yeah, I think this is what I feel personally. The way I feel is like, it could be many people that go together. Like you don't have to just be 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like if you see that road together and you love it and you can go together. It's kind of like we're connected in music. We have other ones that really are in love with the music, and they're just like on this road with us, and it's just like we're there together. We just go on this road. A bunch of other people may almost not even see the road, like it doesn't even exist then.
Yep.
Maybe they're on a highway over
Non-existent
here.
path.
Maybe we're on a small road over here, whatever. But it's just like those people that are on the road with you, kind of going with you and experiencing what you're experiencing on that road. It's like that's real friendship for me,
Right.
and it's kind of like what we want is the people to, how to say, just like like-minded people, friends who are like loving the concept of maybe being a little bit outside of the normal sort of world of music, or even like communication. Like some people, our producer said, it's almost like you're writing music for yourselves.
Yeah.
And then thought about it for a second. And I said, yeah, actually we are. We're just writing for us, and because we're never trying to like fit in with how to say. I know a lot of producers or people who are doing music, they get into the studio and like, okay, what's the most latest sound, so we can get just a little something just in front of that or right next to it, so we can get on the train of today. But it's like I'm like, I just don't feel it,
It doesn't fit. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, maybe there's going to come a time where we will align, like for example, the sound exactly of today, or this kind of thing. It just aligns, or we say, okay, let's go to a place where we write a song that really is the sound, taste, feeling, emotion of now.
Yeah.
And then in this case, it's kind of like if you offer the meal that the people are used to, then oh yeah, sure,
Easier to swallow.
yeah, no, give it to me. It's great. Whereas if you say, hey, check this out, and they're like, oh, what's that? You know what I mean? So it's a little bit like you're just out of the time.
Yeah.
Because if it's in, like, say for instance, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, it all switches and it goes, and what you are offering is exactly the thing of the moment, and everybody's getting it, you know what I mean? So it's just a little bit about that feeling. So anyway, back to the road. The people that are, like, for example, on this road of the music, a musical adventure, or the message, the feelings, it's just makes life, when you're doing what we're doing, really special. When you have these people that come with us, Anyway, the idea.
All right. And then probably, well, no, I can't pick a song, but Solitaire just really, I mean, they all hit me. But yeah, tell us about how this one evolved. I mean, obviously, you wrote it long before Morocco, from my understanding, and then Morocco made it all real. And did you add, and maybe after experiencing Morocco, did you go back over the lyrics and say, well, that maybe we should change it because this? No, okay, go ahead.
Because when I wrote the song, were you with me? Solitaire? Anyway,
This song
like
is a bit older.
It's one of the older songs. 7 years, maybe 8 years ago. And I was literally, when I was writing, I was literally in the desert in my mind.
Oh, okay.
So I was actually literally in the place where we were filming.
Because he's a bit of a director style character, so he visualizes.
I have a lot of images. Even when I write songs, sometimes I actually watch the pictures. Interestingly enough, it's because I was working a lot with filmmaking, so I was doing a lot of directing, and so I had to create the pictures in my mind of what I wanted to see, and that kind of never left. So even with the song lyric or something like this, I can literally see the movie playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's as the Solitaire was from before, and like one of the songs where I didn't have a plan or a specific concept of what I was going to write when I started to write. I just, it came out.
Yeah.
And by the way, you sing a lot more on this album than I think you have in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, more lead vocals or
to come out of my shell and sing, because one funny thing is, like, when we started the band, I always thought it was just gonna be Oliver and we're gonna get like 4 band guys around her. But then people were saying our company at the time, we were a film company, and we were literally the band. And they were saying, you are the band, you guys. And we laughed because, you know, we weren't thinking about this. It wasn't the plan. So I told the guys, my business partner at the time, who was a good guitarist and singer in the first album, I told him, okay, we should just do it, you know, like, let's go. And we have the 3 girls here also in the band. And then we said, okay, let's just do it. And then I said to the others, I said, okay, I'm gonna come into the band, but on one condition, that I don't ever sing.
And now you're playing a big role.
Yeah. Then little by little I started coming out, and now I realized, okay, let's just do it. Let's just sing.
Yeah, it's nice to have the dual persona. Yeah.
It's getting better day by day.
Yeah, and she's giving me a lot.
But she's absolutely one of the best singers, female singers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So I don't blame you for wanting to, you know, I don't want to sing. There's no way I can do it like her. But
you have her next to you, and then you're like, okay, I couldn't even get there, even if I was the best. So then I was.
No, but like in the end, singing is actually all about communicating. So he's a great communicator. So that's what I'm telling him. It's like, don't worry if you don't have technicalities perfectly like you would want, because neither do I. But what you have that's wonderful is that you're able to communicate with people. So all you have to do is that, you know. So we even explored that before in the previous album with the song Aleppo. It's just a little bit more like speaking action. And that worked quite well for him. Is like, it's not even singing it, it's just communicating.
Because I actually like to talk. So therefore that's very natural for me. So as close to talking is the singing is better. Well, now I have no limitations anymore. No fears.
Yeah.
We just
he's breaking out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm breaking in.
Breaking in and out. Streetlights.
Yeah, so that was also an older one. We wrote this in the back of the car. We were waiting for Olive. She was having a birthday party with her sisters.
Oh, kidding.
Twin
Yeah,
sisters,
her
and
twin
I
sisters.
went out to have a birthday party.
So me and the other two girls at the time were just waiting in the car close by until she was
Because I wasn't going to
finished.
be gone long.
And so, you know, we didn't stress, and we said, oh, what can we do as we're waiting? I had the guitar, and we said, why don't we write a song? So this was the result.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you have that ability, that's incredible. That just let's put together a song. Nice.
Yeah.
And then one more is the closer, and a very deep, emotional, anti-war closer. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Cannot believe there's still a war going on in Europe in 2023, and now the hate or the International Court of Law is hopefully gonna do something to intervene on this. At least they've made a statement. But hopefully we can end this thing and free those people, and hopefully we never have those problems again. But I know you're probably some of this. I think I see from the conflict in the Middle East, the American conflict, the Iran-Iraq war. I see a little bit of that in the words, but this could be, going back to Moses's time. We've been fighting wars forever, and that's enough of me. You tell me what you think.
Well, this is another song on the album that was, I would say, inspired as well from a film.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I listened to the
It
word
was
for
a
one.
deep,
That's what he was saying. It's like just one more. Let me say one more. So that was the original inspiration of this song. Was actually
Well, it's quite interesting. We were in the studio in Cyprus recording this song, and we wanted to take a little break and go to Israel, and then come back to Cyprus to finalize for some days. But we took a week in Israel, and we decided to go couch surfing, meaning we went and stayed in people's places. We organized like online. And on the first night, we stayed with a American lady, and her friend was there, another American lady who had moved back to Israel, or moved to Israel. And the friend of hers was a girl that grew up in the town of the guy from the movie.
the original.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had just been recording the song, flew over to Israel, and now we're with a girl that grew up in the
Amazing.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the story.
She couldn't wait to go back home and tell everyone that we had written a song about him because he was from there.
Yeah, even her gym was after his name. So it was very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song. All right, now we're gonna have a little fun. If you had all the money in the world and could write a concept album in just one basic concept, for which concept or subject would you most like to or most enjoy writing about?
I like which subject would we write about?
If we had all the money in the world, which subject?
But we wouldn't need money to write a concept album.
Everyone says that. Everyone says it. But I mean, to do everything.
You mean like what we're already doing? Actually, that's what we're saying. We do concept albums anyway.
But you do. I know. But what I mean is to fully
like I understand.
Extrapolate with a live show, with maybe a movie, all the videos you ever could want to do for an album. That's what I mean by money, because that all costs money.
I mean, like the whole packaging and everything.
Yeah.
I see. So I think as a person who like releases the emotions through a song or something like this, I think I would be taking something that I'm feeling currently, not so much something because I can pull from here or there, but I go into a place that I feel currently. And I think what I would like to communicate in the concept album it's so funny because the concept album for me would be more similar to what the people are producing today. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the concept albums we've been doing the last 9 are like concept, we just feel it, we write it, we do it. And it's not like we're trying to make a hit on the market at this point, you know, this kind of concept. So the concept album, I would do it more in subject matter, much more simple lyrics, simple messages, to where like not so complex in the text and everything like this, where it's really just focusing on themes that are very easily, how to say, received. Yeah, relatable to the people, so that the concept is me coming out of maybe my comfort zone, which is like well, comfort zone would be more like getting excited to explore the intricacies of a story, whereas instead of like, for example, focusing on a song as its own element, and the song itself, it should be as simple as possible with a few complexities, but not overload, this kind of thing. So where the people are able to kind of take that one critical line or that one critical emotion and just enjoy it, you know, like kind of like normal music. I know we are making normal.
What would that be though? What
like what's the subject? Oh, the subject. So similar subject themes would be in the area of, I think, love, like simple love. Like when I say simple love,
I mean actual.
No, simple love meaning just the easy ones to see and enjoy. Not so much the complexities, but more like the simplistic. It's right there. You can like a love between a person and an animal. You don't need to have a big discussion about it. It's just right in front of your face.
Yeah.
You know, or for example, when two people someone proposes to get married, it's so you see the whole show right there, and it's so simple to. It's almost like what a lot of people feel like. Oh wow, to be in that moment. Wow, you know what I mean? So, and then of course, like the love of a father for a child, or you know, these kind of things where it's everybody understands, it's so clear, everybody's got a kid, everybody's got a dad, everybody's got
everybody loves somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and so
you're right, you're kind of doing that already. Yeah.
Yes, I think we're doing that. But what I would almost like to do is do it in such a way, like you said, concept album, so which means I had to move away from the typical of what I was doing to a place where I would really like to communicate or do something special. It would be in that area that is more like more of a standard theme that I hear when I go into the supermarket and I'm hearing the songs. They're not complex themes at all. They're really one after the next. It's a very simplistic theme, which is a good theme, of simple love, a heartbreak, or like a love between a guy and a girl, or I don't know, parents, whatever. But it's just like, you know it. You don't even have to look at it. You just know that's what I like. You know, oh, I love my dad, or I love, you know, this kind of.
You can tell people are happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that they just love it because it's like so easy to. You don't have to stress about it, think about it, get into the details of it. It's just there. It's nice.
All right. If you could collaborate with anyone in the world, who would you choose? Who would be your first choice?
All those three.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're already doing that, but I mean,
I think I know who you would like. I think it. Me.
well, both.
Well, separate or like together.
Both. Yeah. I mean, either one can answer, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
What
or
do
both.
you say?
The funny thing is I just don't think about that. Like I don't think about
Well,
you know, sometimes
you're happy enough. Yeah.
You're like, sometimes it's like you feel like there's stuff inside of you that you want to communicate. And so I suppose if you're not so interested in communicating a message that's already been said
but
around,
I think it's more about the, like, for example, choose a character, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So this is the one I think that she would like to collaborate with if we were going to collaborate. Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it's quite, she likes the energy drive. I suppose one song identified.
Yeah, but also I suppose I appreciate the music videos and
Yeah.
everything. It's kind of like it's a bit movie-ish stuff.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
an
also
actor.
an actor as well. It's
And
the
he pumps.
yeah.
And-
That's it. But yeah.
It's because she said it, and that's why I remembered this. It was one music video, and we are filmmakers a bit, so we are kind of a little bit sort of.
That's okay.
But I think it's interesting. I think collaboration. I don't know. I think the first thing that comes to mind is more like a theme.
He loves theme music.
Theme music. So you know.
You can collaborate with Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, like,
Let's go with that one.
but I'm not actually thinking about a collaboration, but I'm more like to be collaborating with that sort of world is quite fascinating, quite interesting. And as you can hear in our last few albums, because Chris was quite good in this area as well, is we did have a lot of orchestration.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, and I like it.
It mixes a bit.
All right. Which album would you choose, each of you, as your favorites of all time?
Of our albums?
No. Other people. I mean,
other people. Okay.
What do you listen to? Which are your favorites of all time?
Well, for me personally, I don't do albums as much as an individual song, and because I was quite strongly in the film world for a long time, I was quite connected to theme music. So one song that really I love, and I play it on piano as well, is "Chariots of Fire."
Oh yeah, that's a beauty.
It was. I feel it. You know, and then when a song comes, and then I feel it. It's kind of like, wow, I get connected to it maybe for like a month or something. And I don't listen to too much music. That's the funny thing, is before I started writing the songs, I didn't really do too much music. So it was more like I just hear it when it's around. But when a song comes in and I love it and I hear it, then it will become kind of like my theme song for like a month or two.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of roll that one.
Gotcha.
That's how I do. And what about you?
Oh,
me.
Yeah.
Well, like for myself, I actually don't really listen to a lot of music. This is the funny thing. Like even from childhood, like listening to music is not so much what I do. Like I went through my phases. Like there was times when I would listen to a lot of metal, but you know when you listen to metal, you don't actually hear so much what they're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like no, actually I don't have a favorite album that I could see.
Interesting. Well, let's go with your question. What's your favorite album of Sparrows so far?
Yeah, I mean,
I would say like for myself, probably I would be most connected to the latest album because it's just how I am. You're most excited about it because it's new, it's fresh. It's like something that was most recently on your mind and in your emotions and everything. It just came out of you. So you're, in my opinion, most strongly connected to that. But you know, it's hard to choose because also it's like all the songs are like your babies.
Babies.
So
Yeah.
you just want to do that one, and so it's hard to choose. But like yes, if I had to choose, I would choose the latest album. It's closest to how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that I could choose possibly right now, I don't know. What about you? For me, is like I like it. I mean, I like
that moment in time in your life, maybe.
No, I think it's actually the subject. For me, I'm a very lyrics-oriented person. So unlike a lot of other people I heard, because I thought everybody listens to lyrics, but we're in Europe, and a lot of the Europeans, yeah, they don't actually listen to the lyrics very much of English songs. They listen to words that pop through for
Or
them,
beats.
and beats and feelings. So they don't listen to the lyrics so much in English here. I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but on the most part, I think they're more feeling it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the point. I think I strongly connect to the lyrics or the emotions of the songs in the entirety of this album, like
Okay.
as one album. Like, of course, songs throughout, but like this album for me, it kind of drives one sort of theme, and it's quite a strong one. So I like it.
Are you working on the next album? Because I know, you're focused on Hey Adam for sure, promoting it and hopefully doing some touring. But are you also, I know you're always working on something, but have you started work yet on the next album or?
Well, for us, kind of what we do is actually we like to keep in the flow of writing. So we have been lately quite in the flow of writing, and then basically when we have around the amount of songs that we would like to choose from, that's when we create the album. So the album is often not planned from before. The songs that are going to go on it, the subject. It's more that we write, and then when we have the correct amount of songs, then we stop and we put it together and create an album and choose what fits together and everything. So yeah, like lately we've been quite excited about making new songs. So
yeah, we've written the last days some like 4 or 5 songs.
We just wrote
like,
one yesterday.
Yeah, the day before yesterday.
Yesterday
really
we finished it.
Very exciting song, and Olive is starting to learn the producing, so she's starting to do. Yeah, so she's so that we can actually get more kind of like
fluid, like when as soon as you kind of get the song, you can immediately put it like in some form, even if it's not fully produced. It's like it does embody the song quite a bit very fast, so you can go very fast from creation to output in some ways, even if it's not like fully album worthy, fully produced.
Yeah, but that's exciting because the more you can kind of do really yourselves before you go to a studio or something like this, it kind of keeps that so really hot, and so that's pretty nice. And she already did one that we kind of posted. It was a simple production, but it was actually very fascinating because we just kind of mic'd it here and did this and that. It was like in our camper as we were traveling. So she did great.
Thanks.
Very good.
All right. And then will you be touring? Because we kind of talked about it before we started recording. Will you be touring? Hey, Adam?
Yes, we are like
yeah.
we are doing a kind of like a mini Swiss tour around, but we do want to come to the US soon.
We want to have you.
Yeah,
it's on the cards. We're coming.
It's an idea that we're thinking about, and just kind of like going around for like 2 months and just bringing the music to the people and getting shows, and
and it's always nice if you go to an English speaking country because they understand what you're saying. Yeah. Like in Europe, really, there's a lot of people which don't actually understand what you're saying when you're singing to them. So for us, it's really exciting to play for people that really understand what you're saying, and then it's like the message comes through. Like it's like yeah.
It's actually it's funny because you play for the Europeans a lot of times, and if a song is famous, no, even then I'm talking to people and we're talking about like famous song that plays all over the place, and they literally tell me they have no idea what it's talking about.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so it's even if they've heard it 100 times, they don't know. So it's very interesting when we have Americans, for example, that come to our shows. It's always fun for us because they're really gung ho.
Gung ho. Also, yeah.